Hi, Phil here. You're about to listen to a replay of a popular episode. If you've listened to all the episodes of this podcast, don't worry because replays are not common. However, revisiting episodes is not a bad thing. I think this is because of two reasons. First, we are forgetful beings. Too many times I've encountered a situation in which I've already learned a new way only to find myself reacting in an old way. And secondly, we are constantly evolving and growing beings. This is a very beautiful thing and is embraced well when we encounter familiar things with new eyes. To learn more about this podcast, visit thestoryshop.tv/podcast, join the mailing list there, and if you'd like, click the donation button and help keep this thing rolling. Feel free to reach out to me as well at phil@thestoryshop.tv. I love your emails. Thanks and enjoy. Hey gals and guys, it's your host, Phil Larson, and this is your motivational high five on success. Let's do this. Welcome to this short show. I hope you find that you feel motivated to look at things differently, or at least add to the way you look at things. I'm not some special guru, but I'm just I'm doing some thinking in my own life and some discovering on a personal level, and what I'm doing here is inviting you guys into that, and wondering if you will also even push me. Reach out to me. Email me at phil@thestoryshop.tv. Today we are talking about success, and I want to ask you, what is success to you? Money or fame? Maybe it's a promotion in your work. Here's the great thing about defining success is there are no wrong or right answers. You get to decide that for yourself. Where things may get a little wrong is the cost of that success. And I'll get to explaining that a little more here in a bit. But your definition of success, okay, what is the first thing that comes to your mind right now? Do you got it? Okay, what I would ask about that definition is that the best definition for where you are at right now in your life? Because when we ask that question, where we are at, well, it causes us to define and reflect on the goals of those whose lives we are immediately immersed in. Because the fact of the matter is, the actions that I take to pursue my definition of success doesn't just affect me, it affects those I'm immediately immersed in and traveling alongside of in life. And how my actions to define and reach that success affects those around me is my cost of success. So for instance, I would love to be a more successful composer than I am right now. Well, what does that even mean? I contribute to a site called audiojungle.net, and the more songs I write, the more opportunity for money I can make. But my cost for that involves the goals that are of others immediate in my life, my family. I have less time and less energy to give to them. And my goals with my wife consist of a healthy marriage with open communication. We want to be deeply rooted in our church and in our community. And we have a dream to build a family. And to become a more successful composer involves me taking away time from those goals. And those goals can become the cost of that success, and I can do really a lot of damage to those relationships. And so for me, success is not a definition that should be written in stone. It needs to be able to be redefined. As I grow in my profession and in my relationships and goals with those around me, my definition of success needs to grow as well. Now, it's not wrong to set goals that help me say, yes, I'm becoming a more successful composer. But to become a millionaire is maybe not a definition of success that I should make. I'm going to give you a couple of pretty decent podcast episodes. There's TED Radio Hour has The Money Paradox, and they talk about that winning the lottery actually ruins a lot of people's lives. And then another podcast called Entrepreneur on Fire, and they're discussing how more money won't really help their lives. And they found a lot of demotivation in all the money they've accumulated. And they give a quote by Earl Nightingale. And the quote is this: "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal." What has worth in your life? For me, I'd love to score some films someday, and for that to be a regular contribution of mine to the world. But I also want to give to my family, and I also want to remain rooted in a healthy community. And so success for me, that definition has become more of finding that balance between all these areas of importance in my life. Don't allow success to be heavily weighted on one attribute, because the costs for that attribute could be detrimental to the most important relationships in your life. And so we end every episode with a positive self-talk note. And as we learned in episode 1 and episode 15, that this is a practice that is backed up by science, that we can rewire our brains. And so will you decide today to look at yourself in the reflection of a mirror or some still water? And will you say this: I can achieve success in all the areas of my life that are important to me. You can, and it takes balance. Count the costs of your success. Is it worth it? Don't take for granted the most important relationships in your life. But ultimately, that's a decision that you have to make. It starts with you.